Good evening. Tonight, we are going to take a gentle journey back in time. As you settle under your blanket, as you feel your breath slow and your eyes grow heavy, I invite you to leave behind the noise of today. Let the world outside fade away. We are going to visit a quiet people who once lived in central Italy, long before the rise of mighty Rome. Their lives, their stories, their cities, and their beliefs shaped the land. And even though they are often forgotten, their presence still lingers, like soft echoes carried on the wind. These people were called the Etruscans. They are sometimes remembered as mysterious. Their language is only partly understood. Their origins are still debated. Yet their world was real, filled with simple daily life, with craft, with devotion, and with music. So, close your eyes, take a slow breath, and imagine yourself walking among rolling Tuscan hills, shaded groves of olive trees, and the warm sunlight of an ancient morning. Together, we will wander through the Etruscan world, not hurriedly, not intensely, but slowly, softly, like a lullaby told through history. The Etruscans lived in a region they called Etruria. Today, we know it as Tuscany, Umbria, and northern Lazio. Picture the land: gentle slopes covered with vines, dark forests of oak, rivers winding quietly through the valleys. The Tyrrhenian Sea shimmered to the west, dotted with small ports where ships came and went with cargoes of grain, wine, and bronze. It was a fertile country. The soil was rich, dark, and generous. Farmers grew barley and wheat. Shepherds tended flocks of sheep and goats. Beekeepers collected honey, and olive groves spread across the hillsides, producing oil for cooking and for light. Life here was shaped by the land. When the rains came, the earth grew soft and green. In the dry summers, the fields turned golden, shimmering in the heat. Imagine waking in a small Etruscan farmhouse built of stone and wood. The air smells faintly of earth and herbs drying by the door. A clay lamp flickers low, casting soft shadows. Outside, the morning is still. Somewhere, a rooster calls. Children stir under blankets of wool. The rhythm of the day begins not with haste, but with steady, simple tasks. A mother grinds grain into flour using a heavy stone. A father tends to animals. The children fetch water in clay jars, laughing softly as they walk to the stream. This was not a world of rushing or urgency. It was a life guided by the steady rhythm of the seasons. Although they began with villages, the Etruscans grew into builders of cities. Their towns were not vast, but they were carefully planned. They often stood on hilltops, where walls of stone provided protection. Cities like Tarquinii, Veii, Volterra, and Cerveteri rose among the hills. Each city was independent, ruled by its own leaders. Yet together, the Etruscans formed a league, a loose confederation of 12 cities. They shared festivals, rituals, and common shrines. There was no single king of all Etruria, but they were bound by a sense of shared belief. Walking through an Etruscan city was a gentle experience. You might hear the ring of a blacksmith shaping bronze. You might see women in long tunics buying bread, or fruit from a stall. Children ran across the square, chasing each other among stone steps. Pottery shops displayed painted vessels, their surfaces decorated with red and black figures. Above the streets stood temples, rectangular structures with wooden beams and bright terracotta decorations. The rooflines were often adorned with statues of gods or heroes, looking calmly down upon the town. The city had no rush, no noise of engines, no heavy machinery. Only the soft hum of people, the clip of sandals on stone, the sound of merchants calling gently, and the distant notes of a flute. The Etruscans cared deeply about the unseen world. To them, the gods were present in every part of life, in the wind, in the patterns of lightning, in the flight of birds across the sky. They had many gods, some kind, some stern. They believed the divine spoke through signs. Priests would watch the heavens or examine the livers of sacrificed animals, searching for patterns that revealed the will of the gods. To the Etruscans, this was not frightening. It was simply the way the world worked, a conversation between people and the divine. They also cared deeply for the dead. When someone passed away, their family prepared a tomb carved into stone. Inside, the walls were painted with scenes of life, feasts, music, dancers. The dead were placed as if still at home, surrounded by pottery, jewelry, and tools. Imagine stepping into one of these tombs. The air is cool and still. The walls are covered in soft frescoes. Men and women recline on couches, painted with smiling faces. Musicians hold flutes. Dancers raise their arms in gentle rhythm. The Etruscans saw death as a continuation. They wanted their loved ones to live calm,